We wrote a few simple scripts in the previous class. This is the last script that we wrote to calculate the aggregate percentage of a student. In this script, marks in weekly test 1, weekly test 2 and term exam are 20, 25 and 60 respectively. Suppose these are the marks of a particular student and we want the script to calculate aggregate percentage of many students. In that case, do we keep changing the script for every student? No, we have a simple solution. In such case, we input the data from the user during program execution. For that, let me make the following changes to the script. I replace WT1 equal to 20 with the statement WT1 equal to int input enter marks in the first weekly test. I replace WT2 equal to 25 with the statement WT2 equal to int input enter marks in the second weekly test. And I replace T equal to 60 with the statement int input enter marks in the term exam. No change in the other two statements. Now I run the script and see how it works. First it gives the message enter marks in first weekly test. Now the script is waiting for the data to be input from the keyboard. Let me enter 20. As I press enter, I get another message to enter the marks in second weekly test. Let me enter 25. Then I get the message to enter the marks in term exam. I enter 60. As I press enter, I get the aggregate percentage. If I run the script again, I can enter a new set of marks representing another student and the script will give the corresponding aggregate percentage. Now this program is no more static. It has become dynamic as the aggregate percentage now depends on the data entered during the runtime. Let us now understand input and int functions. The input function is used to get the user input during program execution. We saw this in the previous example. Input function takes one argument and this argument is called prompt. During execution, input shows this prompt to the user and waits for the user to input a value from the keyboard. When the user enters value from the keyboard, input returns this value to the script. Input function returns any entered value as a string. If we want to treat this value as a number, we have to convert it into a number using int or float function. In the above script, the input values are being converted into integers using int function. If we want to allow float values for marks, we can use float instead of int. Let us now see a program to input the name and age of a person and find his or her probable year of birth. This is the program. As the name is a string, we don't use any extra function in the first input statement. The age is to be used as integer, so it is converted into integer using int function in the second input statement. And here is the sample output. Let us now see a program to convert temperature from Celsius to Fahrenheit scale. We assume that temperature in Celsius can be of float type. The formula for conversion is F equal to C into 9 upon 5 plus 32. Here is the code. Try to understand this code. And here is the sample output. With this, we understand the concept of input, int and float functions. Can you write the following programs now? First, to input two numbers from the user and display their sum. Second, input an integer and display its units digit. Third, input a time in hours, minutes and seconds and display the total time in seconds. For example, if the user enters 2 hours, 20 minutes, 45 seconds, then the output should be 8445 seconds. Fourth, input a time in seconds and display the time in hours, minutes and seconds. This is just opposite of the third program. In this program, if the user enters 8445, then the output should be 2 hours 20 minutes 45 seconds. And fifth program, to input the radius of a circle and find its circumference and area.